Today we will discuss the epic story of World War I, a conflict that reshaped the world and continues to impact our lives today. It includes the introduction of the war, causes, events and consequences. So without wasting the time, let's begin. Introduction. World War I, also known as the Great War, was a global conflict that lasted from July 28, 1914, to November 11, 1918. It was one of the deadliest wars in history, involving the world's major powers, which were divided into two opposing alliances: the Allied powers and the Central powers. The war had profound political, economic, and social consequences, reshaping the map of Europe and changing the global power structure. The two major forces involved in the war. Allied powers. The major members of the Allied powers included the United Kingdom, France, Russia, Japan, and later the United States. Italy and other nations such as Serbia, Belgium, and Romania also joined the Allies during the war. Central powers. The Central powers primarily consisted of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. Bulgaria joined the Central powers later in the conflict. Main causes of the war. The causes of World War I are often summarized by the acronym MAIN. Militarism. There was an arms race among European powers as countries built up their military forces and stockpiled weapons. The belief in solving conflicts through military means contributed to the tension. Alliances. European powers formed complex alliances that divided them into two main groups. This network of alliances increased the likelihood of a large-scale conflict if one country was attacked. Imperialism. Competition for colonies and resources around the world fueled rivalries among European powers, particularly between Germany and the established imperial powers like the UK and France. Nationalism. National pride and desire for independence in various regions, such as the Balkans, contributed to tensions and a desire for territorial expansion. Immediate cause of the war. The immediate cause of World War I was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914. The assassination was carried out by Gavrilo Princip, a member of a Serbian nationalist group. This event led Austria-Hungary to declare war on Serbia, setting off a chain reaction of alliance-based declarations of war. Who fought against whom? The war was primarily fought between the Allied powers and the Central powers. The Allied powers included countries like the United Kingdom, France, Russia, and eventually the United States, among others. The Central powers were made up of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. Events of 1917. 1. Entry of USA. The United States entered the war on April 6, 1917, joining the Allies after repeated provocations by Germany, including the resumption of unrestricted submarine warfare and the Zimmermann telegram, which proposed a German-Mexican alliance against the United States. 2. Exit of Russia. Russia withdrew from the war after the Bolshevik Revolution in October 1917. The Treaty of Brest-Litovsk was signed on March 3, 1918, ending Russia's involvement in the conflict. End of the war in 1918. The war ended with the signing of the armistice on November 11, 1918, which effectively stopped the fighting on the Western Front. The armistice was signed at Compiègne, France, and paved the way for peace negotiations. Political consequences of World War I. The war led to the collapse of several empires, including the Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, and Russian Empire. Many new countries were formed in Europe and the Middle East, including Poland, Czechoslovakia, and Yugoslavia. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, imposed harsh penalties on Germany, including significant territorial losses and reparations payments. Economic consequences of World War I. The war caused significant destruction of infrastructure and economies, particularly in Europe. Many countries experienced high inflation and increased taxes to pay for the war. European economies faced significant challenges in rebuilding after the war. Death count of World War I. World War I resulted in approximately 18 million deaths, including both military personnel and civilians. The war also left millions wounded and significantly impacted the lives of countless others. To summarize it, World War I was a major global conflict from 1914 to 1918 involving the Allied powers, UK, France, Russia, and later the USA, and the Central powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. The war's main causes were militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism. It began with the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, sparking a chain reaction of conflict. The war ended in 1918 with around 18 million deaths, leading to political and economic upheaval, including the collapse of empire and the creation of new countries. The Treaty of Versailles imposed harsh penalties on Germany and reshaped the international order. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.